It is time to expand minds through movies, TV, sports, and flicks. It is time to boldly go where no podcast has gone before. It is time for the Captain Talks Flicks.
The Captain Talk Flicks.
Welcome to the Captain Talks Flicks podcast. I'm your host, Captain Cortez, aka Mr. Love, and this is where we talk flicks. And ladies and gentlemen, this past week, I went back to the lovely city of Tulsa, Oklahoma. Got to hang with the one and only Dwight the General Manfredi and see what they're up to. And I did that, and I'm gonna get into that. But first, couple things. I want to give a big shout out to Tulsa, Oklahoma. Interestingly enough, I got a play in the city where the show takes place. I wonder what they thought about the podcast. It's like, bro, he's talking about my city, and I hope they received it well. Because I'll be honest, your city is absolutely phenomenal. I can't wait to go visit it. It's definitely on my place to visit very soon, and maybe even next year. Maybe me and my lady will go over there and visit Tulsa, Oklahoma, get the cowboy hats, go visit some bars and have some good food. We'll see what happens. I have to talk to my lady and see if she's up to it next year. So anyways, yes, got plays in Tulsa. Gracias, gratitude, todo va. And additionally, this episode is brought to you by the song called 50 Push-Ups by yours truly, me, the Captain J. Cortez. It's me rapping in my unique style over crazy beats. Now, this particular track is called 50 Push-Ups. I read somewhere that not a lot of people can do this. So my goal over the past few months was to do 50 push-ups, and I achieved it. I started at 16 and got to 50. I did that, and I feel a lot better because I achieved some kind of goal. So the song is basically about if you want to change your life, let's start with that. So I rapped about that. I put the link below. It's on YouTube. It's on Bandcamp. It'll be everywhere else shortly. Go check it out. Listen, the beat is sick. The raps are crazy. I guarantee you never heard anything like it in your life. So if you want to hear the song called 50 Push-Ups, I'll put it below. Check it out. Now, let's go to the podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, this week the shows I've been watching have been powerful, strong, just what I needed to see. A lot of my belief system that I've crafted over the last decade has been kind of shown or reinforced in these shows. Now, Sylvester Stallone, throughout his movies, have really been dropping empowering messages in them. And this show is no different. Now, he may be a gangster here instead of like a war fighter or a fighter, a boxer, more of a nefarious kind of guy, but he is kind of like an anti-hero, and he does live by a code. And there's just certain things in this show that would apply to Rocky or the soldier, right? These things are universal. Only thing is he uses it in the gangster world, which is not the best world to be in. No judgment, but somewhere I want to be, but there's still inspiring ideas. So there's many things to talk about. First, I'm gonna jump into this, is that in this show, Manfredi is continuing his journey through Tulsa, continue being a disruptor, continue to try to own the whiskey trade. He wants to own, he wants to expand, he wants to grow, he wants to do these things. But there's some obstacles in his path. There's a really strong, powerful man in that state named Dunmeyer, here his first name, and he is blocking the path for our hero, anti-hero, Dwight the General, to achieve his goal and dreams. So we see that happen in this episode again. Along the way, as we watch this, a few interesting things happen. I'm going to get into those right now. And the first thing I want to drop and talk about right now is there a scene between the general and a government official, and they're talking, and Dwight is trying to convince him of certain things. And in this conversation, he says some words that I've said myself many times. Now, I'm no gangster, let's be clear, but in my life of trying to conquer certain obstacles, I've used this language, I've thought these things. He says to the guy, the political guy, he says, I'm going to do things people won't do or can't do, right? And this is a fundamental belief of my lifestyle. Now, I am not some super powerful man like him, but in my daily journey of life of trying to achieve better things for myself as a human being, to overcome certain obstacles, certain vices, this has been kind of one of my quotes or things to try to live by. is you have to do things people won't do or can't do. And it's not to diminish anybody else. It's nothing against nobody else. This is me personally. Anything I achieve or do, any other human can do. I don't do anything that's magnificent. I just made different choices. Choices that people won't do or cannot do at the current time. Right? And that's all he speaks. He may be a gangster, but this is true for an athlete, a politician, a businessman, anybody else. It can apply anywhere. Now, as I go down the rabbit hole and watch all these movies and TV shows and read all these books and just study life, I mean, obviously, doing gangster stuff is not probably cool to do. There's a lot of negativity, a lot of horrible things happening. But the mentalities between successful people in all areas of life seem to be pretty similar. So it does tie into my narrative that I've had over the last podcast. There's all these groups, whatever those groups are, fighting for, your support and allegiance, and the leaders all hold the same qualities. Whether they're stand-up men or devious men, a lot of the same qualities do hold true. And now maybe in the criminal world, they have to capitulate or bend on morals and ethics. Probably a lot. I'm assuming it's quite a bit. But a lot of the other things you see in businessmen do kind of resonate in Dwight. Right now, to be clear, I am not condoning criminality in whatsoever. A lot of things are taking place in this show are horrific and not good and not positive at all. I will acknowledge that. But I'm just saying that in another life, I said on the podcast, he could have been a great businessman. Just some bad choices were made, he did other things, and he had to get drawn to some other lifestyle. And he's too deep now, but in another time, or place, an alternate universe, he could be something else, right? So anyways, yes, this is taking place, and I love that line with his office because I've thought it, I've read it, and I've seen it, and I try to, live by it. I'm trying to change my life for the better. And this podcast, I'm trying to change your life for the better. Not trying to tell you or boss you or tell you how to live, just to challenge you, just to do better, make better choices. A lot of these podcasts and analyze these movies and sports, they've been about just getting us to think clearer and just make better choices. If you can just think clear and make better choices, I feel that your life will improve. It may or may not, but it's going to give you just a better chance, I feel, if you take time to think things through and make better choices, your life might turn out just a little better. Possibly. It might not, but it could. And that's the goal of these podcasts, to get you to think more, think clearly. And I try to look at these different things and give my perspective, which is a unique lens and perspective that I have, which may be nonsense. And I haven't said this for a long time, but just put this out there because I haven't said it for a while, but just put this out there. Everything I've said over all 799 episodes could be complete nonsense. And I do not know what I'm talking about. Like I tell you guys all the time, I have no degrees, I have no expertise. I'm just a random guy that likes film and movies, who's lived 49 years, has read a lot of books, watched a lot of podcasts, did a lot of thinking about things, and these are my thoughts. They could be totally wrong. I could not know what I'm talking about. That being said, I hope you enjoyed the podcast. Let me stop ranting and continue. Now, another thing that happened this episode that I found very interesting is the dynamic between Mr. Windmeyer, or whatever his name is, and his son Cole. In that particular dynamic, he treats his son horribly. I don't think he said one positive thing to his son at all. And it's definitely an abusive relationship. And you look at the physicality of them, and you see that his son Cole's a big, strong man, powerful man, and his dad's out of shape and he's weak. But for whatever reason, he's able to control him or diminish him because his mental, his words, his language. And one of the running themes of this podcast has been the power of communication language. And you see the dynamic right on the screen. Cole is physically stronger, more powerful, obviously. But because of the mental capacity or skill or knowledge or lifestyle or experience or whatever, so he's able to subdue him with his word. Now, watching this show, I suspect since he's his father, he's been doing it for a long period of time. And what they want to get into here, which is obviously to let you know, I'm not a psychologist, I don't have any degrees, I just observe things. But most likely when this gentleman, the father, was older and his kid was younger and he was weaker, he got in that brain there and started putting those words in there. So you got when he's younger, diminished when he's younger, and as an adult, he's able to still, make him feel inferior and control him. That's what it looks like. Like I said, I don't know what I'm talking about. I feel that would be happening there. And I'll be honest with you, I've been on the end of that with some people where they've tried to, or they have actually done that, where I felt the Cole version. I've been more powerful and bigger because mentally they're more sophisticated and capable. They're able to diminish me as a human being because they're good at thinking and talking. So no matter your size, you could be a very good talker, communicator, and you could diminish someone, destroy them with your words and mine, even though they're ferociously large because you're superior intellect. It happens all the time in real life on TV. So one of the things of this podcast too, to try to empower you, is to continually develop your mind by reading and thinking and learning. If you do that, it'll make you better equipped to navigate this world where people like that exist. Not all people, to be clear. There's a lot of nice humans that don't do that, but there are some that do. And you may know some. And so this TV show is showing us a situation where this particular guy is doing that. So if you recognize that, you may learn how to negate that or avoid that. Now, I want to be clear. I'm not an expert. I don't know medical thing or psychology thing. It will be clear. You have real serious problems, go consult your professionals, because I'm not a professional. But I'm just saying that we can learn from watching this. And just know that the power of language and words is very powerful. And additionally, to expand upon that, one of my favorite MCs, rappers, philosophers, teachers over the years has really taught as a lesson the power of language and how it shapes reality. And he's really focused on the language and the power of how it gives you sight. And I've read so many readings from this man, I watched so many videos and so many songs. I feel that's a very true narrative. It may or may not be, but I feel it is, or it's one way to look at the world, a lens look at the world. And you see it here in this show playing out. Because, Dumbmeyer is mad and ferocious, but he's old, and obviously Cole could subdue him. He's physically way stronger. But she has the power over his mind. Now, to expand and go a little further with Dumbmeyer is a very powerful man because he's taken the appropriate actions and done what's necessary to get in a position he's in. Probably not a very pretty one, not a morally correct one either. But his family and him have done this for decades, centuries, whatever, and they put themselves in a position where they run that space by whatever methods they had to use. Now, what I don't understand in that dynamic, if I'm the father and I'm Dumbmeyer and my kid is Cole, why wouldn't you want your son to be empowered instead of doing it the other way? So I'm no father, I have no kids, okay? I don't have kids, I'm not a father at all. But where I sit as a human being in my space, I wouldn't want to diminish my son. It would seem that would be the way to go. I'm sure in his mind there's some reasons why he would do that. But I don't know why he would do that. In my mind, I would want to empower my son as powerful as possible because he's going to take over my legacy. So I built this legacy of whiskey like they've done. Don't want some incompetent forerunner, or I want a powerful guy to take it over, handle the reins, and be able to flourish it for more years. So I feel if he was doing that, he was not preparing him to take the legacy of that whiskey business over. In my opinion, he was setting him up for failure. Once he took the reins, it'd be a wrap. Why would you not want to empower your kid if he was going to take that legacy over? That makes no sense to me at all as a human being. But I don't have kids, and I'm not making excuses for his behavior, but I can't understand. But maybe he's a father, he's a dad, he's been married, and there's a certain reason for it. Maybe he's trying to make him powerful, stronger that way. Maybe he thinks he's strengthened by doing that. I have no idea. But it does seem that you want to empower your kid to make it as powerful as possible. Now, a side note, I don't have any kids, but I leave a thought. I felt if I had children, woman or boy or girl, man or boy, whatever we talk about, I would do everything in my power to bestow on them or show them or tell them all the things I've learned. To empower them to make better choices, clear choices, just like I do for you guys. I'm telling all you guys the things I would tell my own kid. And a lot of times these podcasts are done in a way to talk to me yourself or talk to children if I had children. To let them know, I feel these ways of thinking will empower you better to live better. So really, all you podcaster guys, you are all my children. But honestly, I don't just want my own family empowered. I want all you guys empowered. Because my belief system is that if everybody's stronger, powerful, better, healed mentally, physically, the world will be a better place. Now, I know some people don't believe it. Some people think that need to be weaker people to control them, and that's one way of thinking it. But I think if everybody's just better physically, mentally, everything, it'd just be a better place on planet Earth. And I could be totally wrong. Like I said, I might not know what I'm talking about, and I probably don't. It might just be all a dream. I do watch lots of Star Trek. You guys know this, and I probably have a more optimistic view of the future than some do. But anyways, doesn't matter. I'm watching the gangster show currently, Tulsa King. It's phenomenal. I love it. A lot of lessons that I did not expect to find in a gangster show. Now, I've watched a lot of gangster movies over the year, and I never expected to find lessons in them. This one has tons of them. Tons of good lessons, too, actually. So anyways, let me start ranting and running off. I could talk for days and hours about this lovely show. I just want to say this. If you have not seen Tulsa King, you should watch the season, watch the series, watch this episode, watch them all. They're phenomenal. Sylvester Stallone is a really good actor. He's a good dude. He's made a lot of good entertainment. I've been a fan for years. I think you'll like this show if you like gangster shows. And if you don't, you probably like it. So, ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the podcast. And until next time, we'll see. Begin at once to live and count each separate day as a separate life. Seneca the Younger. Till next time, it's Captain Peace.
The Captain Talks.